Here, Lee Ji-yong has been sentenced to 2 years and 6 months in prison by a high court in South Korea. The ruling is likely to have ramifications for the future of Lee, who has been the de facto head of Samsung Electronics since 2014. The case is a retrial of a bribery case involving the country's former President Park Ji-hye, who was also jailed for corruption. Here are the details of this and other stories in our international news app.
Lee Ji-yong, first arrested in February 2017 over his alleged role in a political and corporate scandal linked to South Korea's then-President Park Geun. Samsung was accused of paying $37.7 million to two non-profit foundations operated by Choi Son-sil, a friend of Park's, in exchange for political support. The favors were alleged to include backing for a controversial Samsung merger, which paved the way for Lee to become eventual head of the conglomerate, a deal that needed support from the government-run National Pension Fund. Lee has denied the charges. He has admitted making donations but has denied Samsung wanting anything in return. Charges against Lee include bribery, embezzlement, hiding assets overseas, and perjury. Meanwhile, all UK travel corridors which allow arrivals from some countries to avoid having to quarantine have now closed. Travelers to the UK, whether by boat, train or plane, also have to show proof of a negative COVID-19 test to be allowed entry. The test must be taken in 72 hours before traveling, and anyone arriving without one faces a fine of up to £500. All passengers will still be required to quarantine for up to 10 days. The isolation period can be cut short with a negative test after 5 days. The government has said the travel corridor closure will be enforced until at least 15th February. Finally, the Trump administration has notified Huawei suppliers, including United States-based chip maker Intel, that it is revoking certain licenses to sell to the Chinese company and intends to reject dozens of other applications to supply the telecommunications firm. The action is likely to be the last against Huawei Technologies under President Trump. This is the latest in the long-running effort to weaken the world's largest telecommunications equipment maker, which the U.S. sees as a national security threat. The U.S. put Huawei on a Commerce Department entity list in May 2019, restricting suppliers from selling U.S. goods and technology to it.